Hello, this is Brendan and welcome to Musings of the Mind. Today we're going to be talking about setting the narrative and how you can use this to your advantage and how this can be used to your detriment. I trimmed my beard and kind of trimmed back my hair, so if you guys like it, give me a thumbs up. Okay, setting the narrative. This is a big thing. Like, who's allowed to, in any setting, there's a particular narrative. Like, okay, we're in a business meeting and we're talking about vertical integration or we're talking about horizontal integration. Who set that narrative? Because that's the person who holds all the power there. And this happens in public discourse. Let's use dieting. Let's say we want to know whether or not the low-fat diet or the ketogenic diet, so a high-fat diet, works. Well, there's a particular narrative that our society sets, and that is, it's all about science. Science says this, science says that. Okay. Science is a method about isolating variables so that we can better probe the nature of reality. There is no God of science. There's no one person who's ordained by the universe as the bringer of science. And so it depends, because who has the power in this conversation? Who's setting the narrative? Our society as a whole, but particularly in the United States, if you're a left-leaning person, you're generally going to lean to what the FDA is saying. So really, what is it? The FDA, the media sets a particular parameters. Like, for example, red meat's bad. Did you actually read any of those studies? Because I doubt you have, but you have an opinion on this because someone you heard set the narrative here that red meat is bad or red meat is good. That person holds tremendous power over you. Same thing, if you hold that power over someone else, you have tremendous power there. Let's use another example. Do you consume a ketogenic diet? Or do you not consume a ketogenic diet? Do you consume a low-fat diet? And that is, did you actually sit down, read the scientific literature on the subject matter? Or did you let someone else set the narrative for you? Because if you did, that person controls you. You're letting that person control you. And I see people do this a lot where basically there's a whole narrative. Like, oh, red meat's bad. Red meat causes cancer. Answer, no one's thinking about this objectively. They just let this become the overarching narrative to the point where it just becomes fact to them. And they don't think about it. It becomes subconscious. And what you need to do if you want to be successful in life and you want to be unpredictable and you want to be able to really think for yourself is figure out who is controlling what narratives in any interaction. Going back to my previous example, you're in a business meeting. You're talking about vertical integration. So say I'm a warehouse company. I'm a company with a warehouse and I want to vertically integrate. So I want to integrate all the, say, delivery services and all that stuff. So I want to integrate them. So that's what the business wants. That's what the meeting is about. Who's setting that narrative? Because who sets that narrative is the person with power. In society, who sets the narrative that red meat's bad? And conversely, who sets the narrative red meat's good? Who sets these? Who holds the power? And if you want to have power, find a way to become one of these people. Having said that, I'm sorry that this episode has been kind of rambling, but I think I've explained my point pretty well. Figure out who controls the narratives in society, or in your personal life and in the external life, and be very wary about that, because these are individuals, more often than not sociopaths, people who aren't looking out for your best interest. So figure out who they are. Take what they say with a grain of salt. Take all narratives with a grain of salt. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. And also drink some water with that grain of salt too. Drink some water with it.